Good evening, I'm Ryan Graham. Thank you for joining us. The province's Special Investigations Unit is investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a 42-year-old man in Thunder Bay. At approximately 9 p.m. on November 21st, Thunder Bay Police Service officers attended a motel in Thunder Bay after being notified of a man behaving erratically. Upon entering a motel room, the officers found the man in medical distress. First aid was administered and the man was transported to hospital by ambulance. That same night, the man was pronounced deceased. The SIU is urging anyone who may have information about this investigation, including video or photos, to contact the lead investigator online on the SIU website. The Thunder Bay Police Service Board continues to look into creating a significant reward for information on the death of Corey Bolesky. He was murdered 3 years ago on the city's north side. Earlier this month, Bolesky's family held a news conference, pleading for anyone with information about the 31-year-old's death to come forward. They also urged police to dedicate more manpower to the investigation and asked for a large reward to be created to encourage new tips. The board previously released a statement saying it's considering the request to use its special fund to post a reward. Chair Karen Machado was interviewed after this week's meeting and says providing that reward is something the board fully supports.
The chief did bring forward the request on behalf of the family, even prior, to be honest and fair, prior to the media event. And so the board is looking at that. You've seen what funds we have left, and we do have outstanding requests. So we are going through and making sure, can we afford it? If so, what would be the amount? It is something that the board supports. It's just a matter of when we can do it and what amount.
A rejected proposal for transitional housing on Tupper Street is raising concerns about future low barrier options in the community. However, the city says developers for the 4 proposed multi-residential developments are being selected based on density and their alignment with broader housing goals. Jessica Clement has the details.
Elevate NWO's Holly Govan says the city's decision to not move forward with the proposed transitional housing complex on Tupper Street leaves a critical gap in support. The plan, developed by Elevate and the Native People of Thunder Bay Development Corporation, would have offered low-barrier housing for 30 to 60 people.
What it would have allowed for is residents to enter into a transitional program, and after a year, if there were no issues with their tenancy, they would be considered permanently housed in these units.
Govan is disappointed, noting transitional spaces are becoming harder to find. She's now waiting to hear who the city has chosen to develop housing on these lands and whether any of the new units will truly be affordable.
It's good to hear that there's going to be a lot more apartment units, but what I haven't heard is affordable. I haven't heard subsidized. I haven't heard any of that language, and so that's what I really need to hear. I'm more than happy not to have to take on a housing project, but I need people to be housed, right? And I need it to be a low barrier, harm reduction type housing.
Govan says their initiative was shovel ready, with a federal funder backing the project. However, the city's request for proposals prioritized high-density builds, with the Tupper and Camelot properties supporting about 185 units combined. Realty Services Manager Deanna Walker wouldn't comment on specific applications, but says proposals were scored on various factors,
including track record for development, alignment with city growth and housing goals, and addressing community need, neighborhood need. So I won't speak to specifics, but those are the parameters that they were scored on.
Walker points out that transitional housing and affordable housing serve different roles, and this call for proposals was graded with affordability and density in mind.
They have different definitions and very different purposes in our community. Both are needed. These proposals were graded on one of the components was affordability, sustainability, and density. So these all do contain a portion of affordable units as defined by the Canadian government. They are not affordable housing developments, but they do have a component.
Govan is hoping the city will work with Elevate to identify potential land and build housing that will support the community. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Northwestern Ontario's brightest innovators were recognized this past week. The 2025 RBC Innovation Awards celebrated the year's breakthroughs in technology, research, and community impact. The annual highlighted forward-thinking projects shaping our region's future. Jaden Billick has a story.
More than 100 people filled the Superior Inn's ballroom as nominees from across the region were eager to hear this year's Innovation Award winners. Abby Sherlock is a business advisor at the Northwestern Ontario Innovation Centre and says each year the packed luncheon recognizes local talent of all ages and backgrounds who are collectively growing the innovation sector each year.
This is actually the 16th annual Northwestern Ontario RBC Innovation Awards. It's a great event because it gets to celebrate all of the innovators in our community. It's really cool because you kind of get to hear about a lot of the cool projects, cool inventions, and things happening in our community that a lot of people don't hear about otherwise. So it's a great way to kind of learn what's going on and also just celebrate all the innovation happening in our community.
The categories highlighted this year included Innovative Project, won by Dr. Kong Kong and his work using eco-friendly materials to detect heavy toxic materials in water. The Young Innovator Award was taken home by Christoph Karpiuk through his forward-thinking approach to improving drinking water filtration. And the region's innovation hero was Dr. Tarlok Sahota for his ambitious research advancing crop performance and agricultural sustainability. Jack Bull is a director at Shout Media and accepted the Innovation Tech Solution of the Year award on behalf of his product, Haven. It streamlines how organizations work by automating workflows and improving team communication.
I think it just really means a lot to know that we are having an impact with those organizations, and our product is, creating accessibility for software that typically has a really high price point. So it really, I think, lowers the barriers to entry and provides a solution that's actually tangible for people within the North.
The Innovative Company of the Year award was accepted by Sasha Bubaum for his work on Radialis, which creates advanced medical imaging equipment that helps doctors detect cancer earlier and much more accurately.
I think it's a recognition to the whole team that this award is for them, not honestly for me, because I'm going to have a group meeting in a few hours from now, and I'm going to present this award to the rest of the team because they deserve it, I think, more than I do, because they're the gears that make this whole thing succeed, and I wouldn't be anywhere without my team.
Sherlock says events like this are essential for spotlighting local talent and recognizing the work these innovators are doing to create a brighter future. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
Thousands of residents poured into the downtown area for the annual Craft Revival Market, where hundreds of local artisans showcase their handmade goods, giving visitors plenty to browse, admire, and take home. Emma Chilton reports.
Craft Revival took over downtown with 25 locations, more than 200 artisans, with 30% of them being new to the market. Local crafters showcased their handmade goods, and board chair Malin Hurley and Kara Pratt, executive director of the Craft Revival Foundation, says the event is designed to highlight the talent within our community while encouraging residents to shop small, support local makers, and foster a stronger local economy.
The economic impact is huge. It actually makes a massive difference for these small businesses to have this boost financially. Get so many people with eyes on their products during the holiday season especially. So yeah, and then all of the people, like 5,000 plus visitors coming to the event that just take over the downtown, seeing all the local businesses we have here, so it also impacts them.
There's studies that are done by the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses, or Independent Business, that says 66 cents from every dollar spent at a small local business goes back into the local economy versus pennies from big box stores. So having that impact come back around all of these hundreds of vendors and then the shoppers, keeping that money in Thunder Bay is really, really important.
From handcrafted jewelry and home decor to unique art pieces and specialty foods, the market offers something for everyone. Vendors tell us that community support keeps their businesses thriving.
We've done Craft Revival for 3 years now, and each time we're in a different location, so we're never really sure what to expect, but there's always crowds. Every single spot, all over downtown, North End, it's unbelievable. The crowds really come out, they really support, and the vendors are amazing, everybody helps out, it's awesome.
I think it's just great to be able to, make handmade things and have people come out and just, wearing your products and buying your products and just supporting.
Hurley and Pratt have chosen to direct their charitable contributions to the Jada Project initiative this year, recognizing its meaningful impact and commitment to positive community change.
This year, Jones Insurance sponsored our bags, so we're selling them for $5 with 100% of the proceeds going to the Jada Project, which, Kara mentioned, focuses on supporting people with mental health struggles, which we think is a really important thing, especially this time of year.
Donations or proceeds from the bag sales are going to the Jada Project, as well as we will make a donation at the end of the event from a portion of our proceeds.
Emma Chilton, TBT News.